So that's where beam sabers go. In this video, we'll be taking a look at this tiny model kit, the SDBB Senshi Unicorn Gundam. Okay, let's just do a really quick unboxing here before I do the stream. So here's the SDBB Senshi Unicorn Gundam. And the box art is kinda meh. It's very digitized, but it's nice that we have this green glowing unicorn mode. And on this first side of the box we have Banerjee, whatever his name is. And we have shooting pose. We have a slot for an action base here. Basic weapons, sword, shield, and gun. Not inner frame, but the psycho frame, I guess. Here's a partial unicorn mode. We have some red still on the legs. And there's a horse mode. And here we have the markings, I guess, and what it would look like on an action base. So this SD unicorn comes at around 1,000 yen, just around 500 pesos, but this one specifically is 650 pesos. And let's take a look inside. Okay, first let's take a look at the manual. So it's pretty basic up front, but mostly in Japanese there. The outside is full of just information, not any instructions here, except for this part where you have the horse mode, whatever. And the marking guide here looks simple enough since the kit's so small, and the color guide here. Parts list, not a lot as you can see. And yeah, instructions in black and white. We only have 2 packs here. That's 1 pack. And that's the other. First, let's see the extras. We have the regular sticker sheet here. Looks normal, I guess. We have some foil seals here for the horns, or let's say V-fin, and we have some color correcting with the white and the gray on the shield, some sensor stickers, and the regular eye stickers for the destroy mode and for the unicorn mode. The eye stickers look okay. Multicolored runner A here with some white, gray, blue, and clear red here. The detail is pretty good for an SD. It's just that everything for the backpack is one piece, so it's not desirable, but it's fine, I guess. We have runner B here in white armor parts, and the V-fin is all in white, so that's why we have the stickers, but it's gonna be easy to paint in gold since you only need to paint one side. And we have runner C here, which is in clear red, or pink if you want to say that. And it looks really good. It's kinda cool that there's a psycho frame in an SD, so that's good. This one though, this is a beam saber which has the handle attached, so you're gonna have to do some painting with that. And lastly, we have 2 runners of polycaps. Just the same polycaps, just the ball joint polycaps, and yeah. With all that out of the way, let's build it in the live stream, guys. See you there.
A few moments later.
Okay, so here's the kit all built up, and I've got to say that it's pretty weird. It looks fine, but it's just the build of it is pretty weird. So putting this together is really easy, especially since there's a lot of white parts. White parts are less susceptible to nub marks, so that's good. Just a few dark plastic here, the backpack and the feet. The psycho frame inside, pretty much all the nub marks there are hidden, so it's easy to do. Most beginners would probably be able to put this together just one sitting. This is what it looks like straight out of the box, but there are a few stickers here. The ones for the eyes, the ones here on the V-fin, and we got a couple more here that I didn't use. So we have here the stickers for the sensors of the head and the beam magnum. And here's the beam magnum. It's just two pieces slapped together. And the seam line doesn't really show up that much, so that's good. If you're a really picky modeler, you'll probably have a bad time with sanding that down once you've glued it together, because the seam line runs through so many details, and you're gonna want to be really careful with that. And since we already have the beam magnum here, you just slot that into the hand like so, and simple as that. You also have this peg on the side here. You can store it here on the backpack, just like so. Or if you wanted to, I guess you could store it on the side of the arm as well. Yeah, that works. We also have the shield. The gray part there in the middle is just the sticker, as well as the white parts here on the Psycho frame. And on the back, it's just clear plastic. And yeah, that's pretty good for an SD that it has clear plastic for the Psycho frame. I didn't expect that. Most of the Psycho frame on the X standard one is just stickers, so that's pretty good. And you can collapse the shield like so. And you can either put it on the side of the arm here, or if you want to store it, you can also put it on the backpack like the beam magnum. If you look closer here on the backpack, we have, whoop, and the foot just fell to the floor. Gotta say that it's not really a stable kit. Most of the polycaps are loose, so you're gonna have to be careful when you put this guy together, or if you want to play around with it. So anyway, the beam sabers here on the backpack are hollow on one side, and you don't actually have any beam effects to slot into those, but you do get a beam saber all molded in the red of the Psycho frame, so you're gonna have to paint this handle white if you wanna, and it just slots into the hand like so. And if you're not gonna use it, you're just gonna have to keep it somewhere. Before we get into the articulation, let's get into the gimmicks. So the V-fin can actually collapse like this into the unicorn mode, but it doesn't really stay flush. So you're gonna have a split unicorn horn there. And if you wanted to, you can actually semi-transform this guy into unicorn mode. So you just take off the sides of the head here, pull out the face. It's pretty hard to pull it out actually. There we go. And when you do that, you actually have the unicorn face there. The cheeks here you can turn, so here's the Psycho frame side, and here's the regular unicorn face side. So you just put that on there, and you put the other one like so. And then you just pop that back on like so. It's actually pretty hard to transform it, because like these pieces here, you can actually slide them over the Psycho frame, but it's really hard to do. And then the shoulder armor here, you can take off the top of the shoulders and pull off this Psycho frame, but it's kinda hard to do that because the connection's really tight. So I haven't really tried putting it together in unicorn mode. But what you can do is collapse the beam sabers here. You gotta switch it from left to right actually before you put them back on. And there you go. Collapsed version. But with all that, you can't actually, yeah, like I said a while ago, it's just a partial transformation. The Psycho frame on the hips, on the legs, they're not, even though there's no actual red on the legs, you can't put them into the basic unicorn mode. So that's kind of a bummer for this model kit. But if you really want to transform it, you can actually have this transformation. I don't really know why it exists, but You just bend it over and, I don't know, pull up the head part, and you're gonna have to stick in the beam saber in the butt. Anyway, for articulation, the V-fin can split open like a while ago, and the head turns all the way around. You can see here on the back of the head that there's a seam line running through that back. Arm just turns all the way around, no special joint there. All the joints here are pretty much ball joints, so yeah, that's a ball joint there, a ball joint here, and it's easy to pop off. There's no actual elbow bend there. The fists actually aren't on ball joints, they just turn like so, and they're hollow there in the back, or should I say bottom. The torso turns, not 360. You could, I guess, if you pulled it up, but there's actually a mechanism, or it's designed in a way that you don't get to turn it all the way around. Yeah, the feet, these joints just don't stick properly for me. The front skirt, you can actually split it, but I haven't. But yeah, it's stuck in psycho frame mode. And then the butt flap, you can open the back here for the thrusters, but that's all in white. And the backpack doesn't do anything at all. Ball joint here on the hips and ball joint on the feet, so it doesn't really do much. Overall, I think the kit looks fine as an SD, but it does feel a bit dated since the parts don't really fit all that well, the joints, especially the joints. So if you're gonna get a unicorn, specifically an SD unicorn, I think you're better off with the cross silhouette line, because although this one looks and feels kind of good, the joints are pretty loose. I think the part separation on the cross silhouette version is just way better, so the advancement of technology would probably be really significant in terms of the differences. So that's it for this review of this tiny model kit. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And for my next live stream, I'm gonna give this guy a partner. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye!